What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of HKB Podcast. Excited to have you all with us tonight. We got an awesome show lined up for you. We're going to talk about the HKB State Championship. If you've watched the previous episodes up till now, you've probably heard a lot about said championship, but we're going to do a full preview of this event tonight. Hopefully get a few guests in here. But you guys know how we start this off. Give me an audio check. Let me know that you can hear me all right. Drop in the comments. Let us know you're watching. And, of course, give this a like. Give this a share. Help us grow this community by sharing this up and getting more people, more eyes on this stuff so that we can help grow this awesome kayak fishing community. But if you can hear me, give me some thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know that we're loud and clear, and thanks for tuning on. All right. Brock Howell in the house. What's going on, Brock? Thanks for tuning in. Always on the live feed. Appreciate that. I see the thumbs up coming in, guys. Thank you so much for letting me know. I will say I probably should have thought this through a little bit. You know, typically we do the podcast on Thursday nights. I want to bring in some people tonight for you guys to talk to, some anglers in the event. And, of course, most of them are traveling or prepping for the event. So I probably should have thought that through, maybe done this episode last week. But we still have some guys in the green room and hopefully some more guys jumping on. What's going on? Nate? Loud and clear, Brock says. Thank you for that. Kyle King Angler Rods in the house. What's going on, Kyle? We're going to be talking a little bit about King Angler Rods here in a little bit. Man, I'm so pumped up to tell you guys what's going on tonight so that you guys can not only get excited about this event, but get excited about qualifying for next year, which will be bigger and better. We got Joe signing in. What's up, Joe? Man, I'm pumped up, guys. So we're going to get right into the thick of it. Do a quick glance, real quick, high-level overview. If you've never heard of the state championship, you don't know what's happening. We last year, as a kayak community, got together with some of the admins from the various groups here in Indiana. You see them all above in the banner up there. Indiana Kayak Anglers, SIAC, which is Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club, Grubby, Grassroots Bass Yakin. We got with Cassin, which was Kayak Anglers Southern Indiana, KBF Challenge Series. We got them all together, right? And we said, hey, how awesome would it be to crown a champion of the champions, a state champion, if you will. And so that's what we're doing. And that's what we're talking about tonight. The first ever state championship kicks off this weekend. We got Night of Champions tomorrow. A lot of anglers on the water practicing tomorrow. And then we're going to follow that up with a 2-day event on Lake Summit. And we're going to talk about all this in detail, but that's kind of what this whole episode is about. Take a second, please, to share this so we can get the word out about this event, about these anglers, and these great sponsors that are involved in it. And we're going to talk about those folks tonight as well. Thank you for signing on. Thank you for being a part of this. And I can't wait to bring you guys as much coverage as possible over the next 3 days. So tomorrow is official practice, if you will. Guys have been kind of practicing on and off over the last week. Some have never seen this water. Some are more familiar with it than others. Interestingly enough, this lake was frozen about a week and a half ago. As of Sunday, last report I got, as of Monday, it still had ice in some of the back pockets and in the northern half of the lake. Now, I haven't been out there. I'm assuming some guys have this week since Monday, but I haven't been out there. I don't know for sure. I would have to imagine, though, that ice is gone. It's been warm. I don't think it got below 50 last night, and we've had the warm rain. So I should be gone. The water's still going to be cold. I would guess in most portions of that lake in the 40s. Maybe some guys that are jumping on here tonight will have more intel on that. But nevertheless, February definitely impacted this event. February, as you guys all know, super, super cold. We had this Arctic blast that came down. Lakes got a ton of ice on them, especially from central Indiana north. But they had ice on the water all the way down in Evansville on bluegrass, which is a very rare event to get ice that you could actually fish, which is crazy. So that kind of impacted things. So definitely don't think this is going to be a slugfest like we maybe hoped for. But I do think some fish will be caught. These are the best of the best. If anyone can do it, it's these guys. And this lake is known to produce big fish, especially this time of year. When deciding where we were going to host the event, there was a lot of things that went into consideration. But talking to some kayak guys I know that have fished there, and talking to a lot of boat guys I know have fished there, said that March, April timeframe that we're in is the best time of year to fish this lake, and big fish come out of it historically. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to see that going into this event. So kind of a quick breakdown of what you can expect from a media standpoint, and then we'll get into talking to some of these guys. So one thing about Indiana that is always a struggle is connection. Cell phone connection, Wi-Fi connection. A lot of our lakes that we fish tournament-wise are in small towns or really out in the middle of nowhere. So Wi-Fi can be hard to find, and cell phone connection can be hard to find. Summit is the same. The cell phone connection is pretty good. It's not great, and Wi-Fi connection can be a little bit difficult to find, but there is some opportunity. We are going to have coverage all 3 days. So starting with tomorrow night, we are going to do our absolute best to stream the Night of Champions. Okay, so what is the Night of Champions? Tomorrow night at 6 p.m., we're bringing in all the qualified anglers to our tournament headquarters, which shout out to our tournament headquarters, our venue, 1,000-degree wood fire pizza. Oh, man, I was blown away. I heard this pizza was good. I went there to do a little site walkthrough. I said, I got to try some pizza, and it was amazing. They also have really good barbecue, just a really great menu. So if you guys are ever, which some of you will be because there's several tournaments at some of the Summit this year, ever in the area and have an opportunity or don't mind a little bit of a drive, you got to go check it out. The owner tells me they bring like thousands of people through there on Friday nights. It's a very, very popular destination across the state, maybe a little bit of a secret, but it is good. So go check them out. Huge shout out to them for hosting us. And we're going to bring all of our qualified anglers in there. They're going to get dinner. They're going to walk into some great sponsor prize packs. We're going to do some awards and recognition, and this will all be streamed live. We're going to give each angler an opportunity to talk about, whatever it is they want to talk about, their season last year, how they qualified, the event, shout out anyone they want to shout out. And that will all be live streamed for you guys. Then, of course, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to bring as much coverage to you as we can. We got plans to have a drone there. We're going to do some on-the-water coverage. We might get these guys to tune in and tell us what's going on the water, what they're seeing, how their days are going. We'll have some people out there, get some video of them as well. And I'll be in and out throughout the day, just bringing you guys some highlights and updates. We're really excited about that. And that'll be both Saturday and Sunday. We'll do that. And also both results ceremonies on day 1 and day 2 will be streamed live as best we can. Wi-Fi is not great throughout the restaurant there. So we're going to have to get creative and try and come up with some ways to do this. But that is what we plan to do. All right. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following HKB throughout the next 3 days as we highlight this fishery, these anglers, and these different clubs and series. We're going to talk a lot about them, and we'll bring on some guests and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. I think the best coverage will be during the day where I have Wi-Fi access and these guys are out on the water, but we'll definitely try and bring these results ceremonies to you guys. So I'm excited about that. Also, we have, again, tonight, we're bringing on some of these anglers to talk to you. So let's go ahead and do that. He's got some signal issues, but he was the first guy to pop on tonight. And he is the only angler that I'm aware of that double qualified for this event. So I'm going to bring on the reigning SIAC champion, Matt Kiefer. What's up, dude?
What's happening?
Man, just excited about this event. I have to tell you, I'm super nervous about it too, just making sure that it goes off without a hitch for you guys. There's a lot of moving pieces. And, not only are you, an awesome angler here in the state and an accomplished angler here in the state, but you're also a tournament director. So you know a little bit about what I'm dealing with, but you do this like 7-8 events a year. I'm so glad I'm not in your shoes. I only run 2 events. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, it can be. But luckily for SIAC, we have several people that work together and help us out. Thomas, another one of our anglers,
absolutely,
has been with SIAC since the beginning, and him and Alan and Kevin all help us take care of all this stuff. So it's not just on my shoulders.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And like you said, Thomas, SIAC Angler of the Year, also an admin there with you, qualified as well. For this event, whooping all of our butts all season long. I mean, I think the only event he didn't win was the championship, it seemed like.
He won 4 events. There were 7 total.
Yeah. Well, it was your best 4.
He definitely whooped us.
He did. So, man, you did something pretty cool here recently. You went down and fished with the big boys down in Florida and did really well. Did we lose you, Matt? Dang. So Matt's having some signal issues. He's already on site in Summit, and the hotel is not giving him great service. So I'll see if I can get him back in here. Matt, are you there? We lost him again. Dang. All right. So Matt recently went down to Florida for the KBF kickoff event, Trails Series stop number 1, and the Invitational, and racked up some checks. I think he got 2 second place finishes and a 3rd place finish. I think it's something like that. Again, I apologize. He's struggling with signal right now, but Matt, an amazing angler, and he's someone who invests a lot of time and energy into the local community here through SIAC as the tournament director for that series. So huge kudos to him, and hopefully we can bring you some more coverage on that. So next up, what I want to do real quick is I want to go through, because I don't think we're going to have a lot of anglers that are going to jump on tonight. So I want to go through real quick and just show you who qualified for this event. And then we're going to bring on a couple more guests. So I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. I'm excited to tell you HoosierKayakBassin.com is back up. Now, I'll warn you, this has not been a major priority for me. So there are still some bugs and things that need to be worked out. But it is up, and I'm excited about that. I didn't want to put it off any longer because we are going to have some streaming on here, leaderboard access on here. So I do want to share with you guys really quick this page all about the state championship. So here we go. And this is our field. We're going to talk through this real quick. So we just talked to Matt Kiefer, SIAC champion. We've got Drew Duncan as well. Drew's actually a neighbor of mine, if you guys didn't know that. Was the IKA champion last year. Brian Sparks qualifying through the event through Grubby as the champion there. And he won at Shakamak. What an event that was. Great event. A lot of anglers on a very small body of water. And Brian Sparks was able to find the right fish to win that. We got Michael Strugel, Cassin AOY. This is kind of an interesting story here. Casson last year, this is their last season, or at least for a while. Kayak Anglers Southern Indiana will not have a series in 2021. So Michael could be the one and only Casson angler to ever qualify for this event. We'll have to see if Casson comes back in the state. But yeah, so Michael getting in as Angler of the Year there. No surprise here. Angler of the Year for Indiana Kayak Anglers was Aiden Darlington. What a stick. We've talked a lot about him. You'll hear more about him if you tune in over the next few days. Hell of an angler, very underrated, and excited to have him at this event. It wouldn't seem right to not have him at the very first state championship. Thomas McNulty, we talked about him just a second ago as well with Matt. Another admin for SIAC and Angler of the Year. Last year, they took your best 4 events for Angler of the Year, I believe it was, and maybe it was 5. But Thomas won 4 of them and won them in a dominating fashion on most of them. So huge shout out to Thomas McNulty for qualifying for this event. Chris Hildebrand, the Warwick County Slugger. Chris is a staple in this community as well, very involved within grassroots bass yak, and he's fished with SIAC. He's done it all. Very, very good angler. And Chris won down there at Warwick County. This is now the Bluegrass Series this year. Last year it was open up to all of Warwick County. This year it will just be the Bluegrass Pit and Loon Pit there in Bluegrass Fish and Wildlife. Adam Murray winning Grubby Angler of the Year at Monroe, kicking my tail. Very consistent, great angler. I believe, as of I last checked, he was leading the state challenge for the month. Just over 90 inches, I believe. That could have changed. Today I haven't looked, but last I checked, he was leading the KBF State Challenge for the month. So ending the year off right and kicking it off right at the moment. Next up here, we have Josh Shrinko. Now, Josh qualified through Sugar Creek. Josh will not be at this event. He has some conflicts, but I did want to take an opportunity, as the qualifier to give him a shout out. So what we did here is if an angler couldn't make it, we would take the runner up in that series, bridesmaid to the champion or the AOY. So Josh not being able to make it, his spot is being replaced by Jim Nevins, who was runner up there and Angler of the Year at Sugar Creek. Awesome angler, and we're excited to have him. We're going to have George on here in a bit. You guys probably know this name. He's been around a while locally, fishing grubby. He fishes the KBF trail events and some other events nationally. George is an amazing angler, and I expect to see him towards the top of the ranks in this event. But he qualified from the northernmost event series here in Indiana, which was Niona South Mud, and he had a pretty dominant year up there as well. And George got a lot of interesting stuff going on this season, and we'll talk to him in a minute about that. I'm excited to have him on as a guest. Rounding out things here, we got Glenn Landstrom qualified through West Boggs. Glenn is unfortunately another angler who cannot make this event due to some other engagements he had. We worked hard to get him here, just wasn't able to make it. Glenn runner-up was Ryan Reedy. Ryan Reedy also is not going to make this event. Just found that out. Definitely some unfortunate stuff with family going on right now. So thoughts and prayers with Ryan and his family. If you know him or connected with him, please, send him your thoughts and prayers. So we are only going to have a 13-man field instead of a 14-man field. West Boggs, unfortunately, won't be represented this year. Hopefully next year we can get that series represented. But Glenn and Ryan, both amazing anglers, and we want to give them as much kudos as possible. Hate that they can't be at this event. Sullivan Lake, this series was dominated by Joe Wolich. Grubby Angler of the Year for Sullivan Lake. Joe, relative newcomer, I would say, and he definitely proved that he's worthy of being in this event. Just dominating things there in Sullivan. Raccoon Grubby Angler of the Year was Brian Moore. Brian Moore, kind of another new name here in the state of Indiana, at least to me. I got to see him out on the water. Amazing guy, great guy, good angler, and excited to have him in this event. And then last but not least, a name anyone who follows tournament fishing in this kayak sport should know, and that is Mike Elsey, KBF national champion, multi-top finish tournament angler on the kayak side and on the bass boat side. Mike Elsey representing the Kayak Bass Fishing Challenge Series for Indiana. Now, Mike Elsey is a runner-up because, as I mentioned earlier, Matt Kiefer is the only that I can think of, pretty sure, is the only double qualifier for this event. Matt Kiefer was the AOY for KBF Challenge Series, but because he qualified through SIAC first as the champion, Mike Elsey gets the runner-up spot for that event. And I'm glad he got in, guys. I mean, think about it. Mike Elsey is a national champion. Like I said, he's nationally done very, very well. He has fished the Challenge Series and done very, very well there in the state of Indiana and some local events, which he doesn't get to fish much locally because of all the national stuff he does. But, I mean, how awesome is it? I mean, if you're going to be in the state championship, I'm thinking if I'm an angler in the state championship, right, I want to go against the best of the best. And you can't say that Mike Elsey isn't in that category of the best in the state. So super excited that he did get in. I wish it would have been me. It was very close, but it's probably better off. It's kind of hard to run an event and be in the event. So from that standpoint, I am excited that I didn't make it. So that's your field, guys. I don't think I made any mistakes. Our two runner-ups that changed were the Sugar Creek with Jim Nevins and Grubby West Boggs. Unfortunately, like I said, Ryan Reed can't make it. So that's who's going to be on this or in this event. We'll talk about it. Guys, you'll also see we had the live leaderboard. You can find this on TourneyX. Just go to HKB State Championship in the search bar or come to our website and we'll share links on our social media so you guys will find all that information. No problem. All right. I'm going to stop talking so much, and I'm going to bring in some guests. We're going to bring in Brian Moore next, our Grubby Raccoon Angler of the Year. Brian, are you with us tonight, my friend?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you. And there's an awesome picture of a little one holding a bass.
Yeah, that's my grandson. His name's Jackson.
All right.
He's that's my oldest son's little boy, and that was his first bass he ever caught. It was just pretty fun moment for me, honestly.
I bet.
He held it, and he won't always hold him anymore. But after that, he wouldn't always hold him, but he held that one, so that's kind of cool. And he got a picture. He's got Chewbacca in his forehead, a little tattoo. So he, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, pretty cool.
Funny. Yeah, my daughter loves to fish, but it's like one trip she's all about holding them, and the next trip she doesn't want to hold them. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, so I can imagine. Well, Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into this sport of kayak fishing, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you qualified for this event.
Yeah, you know what? When I was younger and a kid, and then in my early, I was in college and such, I got a little bass boat once I got out of high school, but we used to fish Coal Creek, actually, which is just north of Sugar Creek, and catch smallmouth, and we'd fish the local ponds. And me and a buddy, I've been to Patoka Lake one time bass fishing. It was, I don't know, my senior year in high school. Me and a buddy went down there and camped on spring break and fished, and we didn't catch a bass. We had to sneak into a local pond to actually catch a fish because it was so early in the year, and we didn't really have a clue what we were doing. So. But in those days, and then I had a little bass boat, but I didn't get to use it very much, and fished a couple times up on Lake Freeman, but they really didn't use it too much. Never went to Raccoon Lake ever. And so I only lived, 45 minutes from it. I grew up growing up and never did go there. But nonetheless, then then I'm a high school football coach, and obviously that takes an unbelievable amount of time to do it and try to do it the right way. And I kind of got out of fishing because I sold my bass boat, and then there was no other way to go. So, I stopped playing golf. And I just was a football coach, to be completely honest with you, and then raised kids and did those things. But and then here just 2 years ago, I kind of got into Major League Fishing came on, and I've followed bass fishing my whole life, but not really that close. But Major League Fishing kind of intrigued me because it was just, I don't know how I found it. I just did. And I don't know if I was messing around the internet. I can't even remember. But so I was able to watch it. It really intrigued me. And then somehow, and I don't remember this either, somehow I figured out that this kayak deal and how nice the kayaks had gotten. And it just hit me, hey, I can get back on the water. So after 30 years of not bass fishing, I was able to get back on the water. I did one event 2 summers ago. I got a new canoe Frontier. I got on the lake tip canoe up and did the IKA event. Caught a limited bass. It was it was a lot of fun. The next year I found grubby, and I found Sayak. I had no clue about any of it, to be completely honest. I was just joining them all and just figuring it out as I went. And anyway, so the closest tournament that I could do was obviously Sugar Creek, so I was excited about that. And I thought I'd do Glen Flint. I never fished there before, and that was a tough lake to fish. But we started out there, and then we moved to Raccoon, and even though it's quote unquote, I coached football in Rockville, Indiana, and but I had never been to Raccoon Lake to fish, especially. And so anyway, long story short, figured out I have some buddies that kind of pointed me in the right direction that are bass boat guys, but I'll never forget the first day going out there to Raccoon, and I just looked, and the water was muddy, which it is a lot, and I looked up and down that place, and I said, I have no idea where I'm going to find a fish. So I just started. At that time, I bought another boat. I got a little Topwater 120, so I got a PDL.
Okay.
And so I was using it and just pedaling along and casting, and finally got bit and started figuring something out. And you're talking about a guy whose experience in fishing was way back. And I did learn. I went to Florida one time. My dad took me to Florida when I was a kid, and we just went down there and we went bass fishing one day. And that one day we got a guide, and he taught me how to fish a Texas rig, and just how to we were
all
10
starts
10
there,
to 12,
doesn't it?
nice and easy. And so this year I didn't Texas rig as much, but I did Ned rigs, and I did some shaky head, some different things there, but same concept. And I just drug that thing along and caught, was fortunate to catch enough fish to do well, or to do well enough to win this baby. But so anyway, long story short, that's about it. And so I'm still, I don't know. I posted this a long time ago. When I look at this field of 14 guys, and when you play poker, you look around the table and you try to find the fish and who's exactly. And I'm looking around the table, and they also say, if you can't find the fish, then get up from the table, because you are the fish.
You are the fish.
They're going to take all your money. And here's the deal: is I looked around this table and I see no fish, so I think I might be in trouble. But you know what? It's fishing, and so if I happen to catch a little luck and maybe find a few, you just never know what can happen. And that's the way I felt like what happened for me last year. I just got, I'm learning, and I take every bit of information and I can find, and anybody who shares something with me, I put it away and I think about it, and I've used all that information, and it allowed me to catch enough fish to compete. So now I'm sitting here doing this, and I may not catch a single fish, but I'm sure going to try.
Well, you're right. There are some definitely more experienced anglers in this field, but you're a pretty good angler yourself. I've seen you on the water, and obviously it takes more than a little bit of luck to win Angler of the Year in any series in this state, because there's so many sticks fishing all of these series. I respect your humble approach to that, but you are definitely a better angler than you probably let on, and you definitely belong in this event. And we're excited to see what you do. And I think you'll rank well against everyone. At blast off. Yeah, everyone starts at 0, right? And
absolutely.
You can win an event with just 5 casts. So
now
this is a 2-day event, so it'll be 10 casts.
I appreciate you putting me on tonight, but I hope I fish better than my internet skills, because I had no clue I was going to be on. I think I went to the wrong place, and now I'm all of a sudden I'm on this. I have no idea how I got to this deal. I was trying to just find you on Facebook, and long story short. Then when you said I'm getting ready to come on, I'm like going, I didn't realize that was happening. But hey, I'm glad to do it. I'm glad I'm here. So
if you'd like, you can tune off here and then just go to the Hoosier Kayak Bassin Facebook page, and you'll see the live stream there. I didn't know that. That's funny, but I'm glad we got you on here to talk and share people your story, and hopefully we get to continue to do that over the weekend. Brian, thanks for jumping on, my friend, and I'll let you sign off here.
Thanks, brother. God bless. I appreciate it.
All right, you as well. Thank you. All right, how about that? Didn't even know he was in the queue to come on the podcast, and came on and told us his story, and that's pretty awesome. But we're gonna bring on another angler here who's been waiting in the green room patiently. I don't know if he's doing homework, doing work, or doing some map studying, but we got the Angler of the Year from Grassroots Bass Yak and Niona Series, George Nemeth. What is going on, my friend?
How's it going?
It's going. You getting some work done?
Getting some work done. I'm out.
There you go.
I'm at work now, and where the beer flows like wine, and the wind flock instinctively like the salmon of Capistrano. A place called Aspen.
Oh goodness, are you ready for this event, my friend?
Define ready.
Have you tied some stuff up? Have you prepped your tackle? Have you gotten in the mental space of it's tournament season?
Been doing a little bit of that, but this will be the first time I've wet a line all year. Oh, wow. in Indiana, because the water's been solid.
Sure.
And, but I fished a little bit in Florida just for fun down there through work and stuff like that, and a little offshore stuff. But I actually have my boat at work. I have my rods in the truck. I realized I left my net at home, so I drove an hour today to go pick one up.
Oh, goodness.
At a store, because I'm kind of particular about which one I like.
Sure.
And so I drove. I had time to kill today. I don't have time to kill tomorrow. We get back to northern Indiana tomorrow.
Okay.
And my stuff it's not hooked up, but it's like trucks there, boat and trailers there, and I'm going to hit the road. And I don't have time to wait. So
does that mean you're not getting any pre-fishing in tomorrow?
Not a lick. All
right. So you're coming in. Have you ever had any experience at Summit Lake?
Not a lick.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, the good news is you are a very experienced kayak angler. You've been doing it for some time now. How many years have you been in a kayak, and then how many years have you been tournament fishing?
I've been in a kayak since ever we rented them from canoe liveries and stuff like that, and fishing out of them since I was just a kid. But just in renting them on the road and stuff like that, and that's what got me into kayak fishing. It wasn't even my choice. It was a significant other at the time who she insisted that we need to buy kayaks. I was actually against it because I'm like, they're a pain in the ass to drive around and haul and store and all the things. I'm like, there's value in renting, and it ended up being something that was really worthwhile, and it's paid off for the kids and now myself, a couple years down the road. But it's been a lot of fun. But tournament fishing, relatively new. I only started that in 2018.
Okay. So, in the sense of kayak tournament fishing, though, it's a pretty decent amount of time. Most people in this sport have only been in it a year or two because it is so new, especially on the tournament side of things. From a national level, and then we've seen this expansion of all these clubs, in Indiana blowing up. And now you actually are from Ohio, correct?
I am. Yeah, I grew up in just outside of Columbus, Ohio, and just even in the few years I've been fishing the kayak tournaments, the changes that have happened have been incredible. They're noteworthy. You almost feel like holy cow, like I'm not an old timer. You look at there's a thread on Facebook. Look at your Tourney X sign up number, and I was comfortably, I think, in 5 digits. So it was, there's been plenty before me, but
sure.
But yeah, it's exploded, and that's actually one of the things. Running the series, I took the Niona series over from Brian Sprayu, which is how I qualified. But he's doing the Grubby Talk podcast, so I took over the tournament director responsibilities this year for that. And one of the things I'm focusing on and trying to promote is bringing out new anglers. And I've set up a mentors prize pack. It's still to be determined, but I assure you it's going to be pretty good. But I've got a mentor prize pack and a rookie prize pack, so to speak. So if you're bringing somebody out and they've never fished a tournament, great, you're in this little prize opportunity. Same for the rookies and newbies who've not fished, whether it's a Gribby series ever or a tournament series ever. Coming out. But if you bring someone out and you basically like refer a friend, so to speak, you bring somebody else out and they compete, you're in for what's going to be a pretty good prize package for you, as well as for the new rookies. And Smishak's Custom Baits is throwing in some baits for each event for the winners, some random events. We might try to do something kind of crazy off the wall. For some other stuff I've run in the past, I was kind of notorious for coming up with weird ideas that were kind of fun. And I might have a couple crappie jig setups and stuff like that. We'll go out there and weird sometimes, just as a side thing or just a fun day or something like that. But just bringing new people out, because Niona and South Mud are great lakes for new anglers. Like I said, they're the northernmost lakes in the series, in the Gribby series last year, as well as this year. There's a couple that are sneaking around up there this year through some of the other series, which is great because I'm in Valparaiso, and it's an hour and a half to the closest one for me, or it was last year. Diana was just the closest one. So I fished there, Monroe, and an old other Sam, Murray, Adam Murray. I think he got me by 5 points there last year. I think he got me by 1, which is the story of my life.
At Monroe was crazy, right? Like, I think I finished like 5th or 6th in Angler of the Year, and I had a couple wins, but I stunk it up the rest. But like, it was so stacked. That series was so competitive. I'm looking forward to it again this year. I think it'll be even more competitive, more people signing up, and that kicks off. Not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend, the 18th through the 22nd, I think it is.
That sounds right.
And we've got Indiana kayak anglers. They have an event on Monroe, so you can double dip there. That's going to be really fun. So originally from Ohio, you're living in Indiana now, though, right? So I was going to ask you, like, what got you involved in the Indiana tournament scene? That's the answer right there.
Work. I moved to northern Indiana for work, and when COVID hit last year and everything changed, for everybody, obviously, the national events kind of moved around. I fished the Florida events, the Kissimmee stuff last year with KBF, and it was pre-COVID, and then come back up, COVID hits. So I'm just like, okay, well, here's these local events that are easier to travel to, and for all the reasons that were, that make it a great series for your average grassroots angler, right? So in 2018 and 2019 especially, I had all the time in the world, the way our work schedule was going, and had all the time to travel and do ridiculous things and see all these events and do pretty well in the KBF trail, one finishing position out of the 10 house, one finishing position out of the AOI in Monroe, and one finishing position that's my spot. If there's one spot out of the money, that's where I'll be.
I hear you. I always finish like somewhere in the middle of the pack. I've given myself a new nickname, like Middle of the Pack Jones. That's pretty much where I always find myself at the bigger events. I don't skunk usually, but I usually don't finish at the top. I'm always right in the middle.
Well, Niona last year was one of the things that I was consistent there last year, and it was partly the lake. Maybe just set up the way that I like to fish. Might have just been living right. Who knows? But I just every event out there, I caught a limit, and there were a couple days I caught over. Like I caught 2 40 fish days. One day where it was a little bit slower, I only caught 25. But the last day, it was a tight race at the AOI last year. There was no dominating by anybody. With Nick Matthews and Dave Sewell just putting the hammer down, like you had to perform, and it was that consistency of like a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, I think. And I got Nick by the hair on my chinny chin, which is not much.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't remember until you just said that how actually competitive that was. I
do have some hair though, so that's important.
Right. I was watching that series very closely last year. I wanted to get up there and fish at least one event because prior to the series kicking off, I'd gone up there fun fishing, and I checked it out. I didn't intend on stopping there, but another lake I was at wasn't working, so I went there and caught some fish, and I really liked that lake. So I intended on going up there, and I didn't make it. I will this year. I'm excited about it. I'm getting hammered in the comments because I didn't mention. Well, not hammered. I shouldn't say that. But Chris Hildebrand's yelling at me. West Boggs is also 2 weeks away, that 18th to the 22nd time frame. Same time frame as Monroe for grassroots bass yakking. Well, George, real quick before we go, we got another thing in common, you and I, on top of all this fishing here in the state of Indiana. We both are going to be a part of something new, a new series, national series, and that is KFL, Kayak Fishing League.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm fishing with the Indy Knights, and you're fishing with one of our competing teams. We're going to be going against each other twice this year. You're fishing with the Motor City Ambassadors. They're out of Detroit, Michigan. Yep. That's pretty exciting. So are you excited about this? And what's the feel of the team right now?
Feel of the team's been good. It's a group of guys who knew each other, beforehand, and just kind of came together, gelled really well. And it's a good group of people that you've met and fished with at different events throughout the. I fished with Zach Soulier a bunch. Mayo. And some KBF events. We've shared places on the road and stuff like that. His wife, Jenna, fishes as well, and she's been competitive. She's a national championship qualifier herself, so they can fish. But, Matt Linsenman and Eric Polens and Jeff and just and Jeremy, we all have our own stories of just interacting with each other. And it just kind of came together naturally. And it's a good group of people, good group of guys, and we're looking forward to the series.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. We're going to be fishing. Your guys' home lake is Lake St. Clair, correct?
Yeah, it's St. Clair, Fletcher's Pond, and the Cadillac, and one of the other lakes in that area.
Oh, okay, so you guys did decide to go with 3.
Yeah, but there's 3. So.
Okay. So all of our events are going to be on Rochester, so you know where you're going to be fishing. I assumed all your guys.
Behind Iona, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not on Rochester. Sorry, Rochester is the city. The lake is Manitou.
Yep.
Right. So you're going to be familiar with that as well. I assumed that we were going to be fishing with you guys on St. Clair. I did not realize that you guys had picked other lakes than that. So I'm curious. I haven't seen. Do you know where we'll be fishing in our event?
I don't know what the schedule looks like. And our first 2 matches are away games or away matches. And I think we're the Washington, D.C. and Appalachia, West Virginia guys, I think.
Yeah.
Are the first 2, which, of course, I can't make either of them. So the guys will be there.
Oh, dang.
Carry the flag and so forth. But
well, very cool. I'm excited to host you guys and to come see you guys as well up there. So that'll be fun, man. I'm super excited for you to be in this event. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow at the Night of Champions.
You call me a lot of things. Don't call me late for dinner. I'm doing
okay. Don't be. They're going to start serving like right at 6. So if you want it hot and ready, actually, you probably want it to cool off a little bit. It comes out.
The hot and ready for the B team. Nobody's ever eaten hot and ready and didn't get sick, I don't think.
So, but we're excited to see it. Before you go, man, anyone you want to shout out, sponsor-wise, supporters, anything like that?
Obviously, Gribby, great group of people who run and participate in the events, but also my sponsor for me has been a good friend, Smishek's Custom Baits, scbaits.com. You can make anything you want. There's some big name kayak anglers and some other type of anglers that have hit them up for some really like specific custom things. They're like, hey, I'm down to this one last thing I've had since the 90s. And they don't make it anymore. Can you make me some of these things? And, color matching and proofing it out and getting it to you. And, like, yeah, I can run you, 100 or whatever and things like that. But doing a lot of different things. And he's been, he's a, Air Force veteran, disabled Air Force veteran who started his own business because of a couple things he had going on. And it's starting to take off. He's doing pretty well. He's sponsoring the Niona series. And he sponsored a Team Cup team with the KBF Team Cup last year. So we had a pretty good team there. And he's just, he and I work together really well and do a little bit of research and development and some stuff that you can't get other places. Trust me, because I looked. And then the last sponsor for Niona this year is me as the returning and defending AOI. I put a challenge out to everybody else. I don't know if you drink bourbon, whiskey, or anything like that, but if you do, allocated bourbon's hard to find. I've got a bottle of Blanton's that I took off of my shelf, wrote Niona Angler of the Year on, so I dare you to come and take it from me.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Did you hear that, folks? Did you listen to that? George challenging you to come get LY and get you some bourbon.
Come and get some
bourbon. He'll crack the bottle open for you. Pour that
on you.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I'll present it to you. I hope you share some.
There you go. There you go. All right, George. Well, thanks for joining, man. Congratulations again on earning a spot to this inaugural event, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate it. Take care.
All right, George. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, let's see if we get Matt back in here. He's been patiently waiting. I think he's got service. We'll find out here in 3, 2, 1. Are you there, Matt?
I'm here.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can.
I can hear you. Good.
It comes and goes, so we better be quick about it.
Okay. All right. So Matt, as we said, is the only double qualifier for this event. How does that feel, my friend?
I mean, it feels good. I one of my goals last year was to win that Angler of the Year for KBF for Indiana through the challenges, and I fished hard. And of course, always one of my goals is to do well in the SIAC tournaments. Of course, I won Angler of the Year in 2019, and I was doing well in the SIAC race for Angler of the Year as well, but there wasn't anybody who was going to compete with 4 wins out of 6. So that was not going to happen. But luckily, I was able to qualify again by winning that SIAC championship on a cold day in October, where we all struggled, and it was that last 16-inch fish that on a shaky head that I don't ever throw that took it home. So
yeah, that was pretty cool. You came over to the lake I was playing around in all day and caught them all there in the last little bit. And
no, that was I caught 2. I caught 2 in that lake, and that 16-inch one was
okay. So you had caught the other 3 elsewhere, came over and rounded out your 5 with 2 from there.
Well, I had 4.
Okay.
I had the most fish, and that was 4.
Yeah.
I had caught several early in the morning, but they were all little.
Yeah, we definitely were dinks. We did not get there at the right time of year. It did not produce what that area can produce. But that's going to happen. That's tournament fishing. We all, very similar to this event. Obviously, if we would have had an average February, this event would probably look a lot different than what it's going to. I do hope that this warm weather and warm rain that we got today, very warm rain, by the way, that we got today is going to ignite some things for you guys out there. Excited to see. But, a championship tournament doesn't have to be a slugfest. When you put the best of the best out there, it is good to challenge them and see how they overcome those challenges. And so I'm excited about that. You haven't had a chance to get on the water, but you're going to be on the water tomorrow. That's correct?
Yes, sir.
And now, have you fished Summit before?
No, sir.
No. Okay. All right. So this is your
I'm
first
excited,
time.
though.
Yeah. First time seeing the
I'm
water.
excited about it.
Several events at Summit this year. You guys, SIAC has an event there. IKA has an event there. And then Grubby has their series there this year. So all in all, that's like 7 events, 7 or 8 events at Summit. So this is going to be a good preview of what that lake can offer from a size standpoint. I don't think we'll see the numbers probably that we'll see in later events, but I think we'll definitely see some big fish pop up. So that's exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you do out there. You've had a great start to the year. So,
well, I think
and there he goes again. We've lost him. Man, he was probably getting ready to say something really, really good too. He's probably going to tell us, what he thought every fish was going to be caught on or something like
All
that.
right.
I don't know.
Are we back?
He's back.
All right.
All right.
Sorry. But I like fishing clear water, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty clear.
Very clear. Yep.
The problem I think is going to be, I think they're going to be deeper than I like to fish typically. So
Possibly.
that'll be interesting, but we'll see. I mean, I've got all the gear. I've got all the stuff. I just got to find the right bait and put some in the boat.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Night of Champions. I look forward to seeing you on the leaderboard this weekend and hanging out. And I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for jumping on tonight. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, say thank you to, anything like that before you go? If you didn't lose connection again, I think Matt lost connection again. We'll give him a second here. Matt, are you there?
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
You're back. All
I'm
right.
here.
Was just saying, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to or anything?
Well, actually, I have a I don't know what you call a sponsor or whatever, but recently Shelta Hats has hooked me up with some gear, and I've been proud to wear my Shelta hat for a couple of years now, and they're a great hat. So if you're looking for a hat, that's got a no flop brim, grab one or ask me. I'll let you try one of mine.
There you go, guys.
Other than that, my wife, she's holding down the fort. She's actually taken both the boys camping this weekend for Boy Scouts. So luckily, she gets to camp in the rain.
Nice. Shout out to the wife.
Yep.
So, and then you're getting ready to head to Pickwick, I think, right? After this event?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, man. I'm excited to see you go down there. And try and get back that Angler of the Year title. You missed the Lake Murray event, but you finished very well at Florida, and now you need to get a couple more events under your belt. So hopefully you'll do well down there and be right back in the running for KBF Trail Series Angler of the Year.
That I was focusing on this year. I just kind of went down to Florida to have a good time and have an adventure, and I like that kind of fishing, and luckily found some fish that wanted a bite, and I had a great time. I'd go again tomorrow if there was another tournament down there and the wife let me. But Pickwick looks interesting, and we'll just have to see if it produces and if I can find some down there. Awesome,
man. Well, we're rooting for you. Yep, we're rooting for you, my friend. So please, go down there and represent for us and give us something to cheer you on for. I know you're going to put your best foot forward. But first, you got an event this weekend, first ever state championship.
I'm not overlooking it.
Yep, don't overlook it. Get ready. And we're gonna see you tomorrow night, my friend. Thanks for jumping on tonight and dealing and working through all the issues there. So, all right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
We'll see ya. All right, guys. That's it for tonight. As far as guys who could jump on with us and be a guest, I wish we could have got all 14 guys on here for you, but that would probably be a pretty long podcast. We're gonna have plenty of opportunity though to talk to these folks and share their stories with you over the weekend. If all goes well, tomorrow night we'll be live around the 6 o'clock hour for the Night of Champions ceremony. If all goes well, again, there's some technical difficulties that we're going to have to work through, but we're going to do our very best to bring that to you. And then, of course, we'll have live coverage during the event, both days, and results ceremonies for you guys. So make sure to follow the page, like us, set it up to where it notifies you. You can find that all on Facebook and Instagram and on HoosierKayakBassin.com. By the way, we just published a awesome blog from our friend, or about our friend Matt Kiefer that we just talked to here. That'll be on the website as well. So please go check that out if you would. And if you guys have any questions about this state championship, how to view it, anything like that, make sure to hit me up. What a great group of guys we have in this event. And if you want to know how to qualify for it for next year, because it will be bigger and better next year, it's really simple. You got to go out and you got to fish hard all season long and get either an AOY or a championship title in any one of the series in Indiana. So you have an opportunity to qualify through Indiana Kayak Anglers as AOY or champion. You have an opportunity to qualify through SIAC as AOY or champion. You have an opportunity to qualify through Grubby in several series as AOY or champion. I mean, there's like 10, maybe. I don't know. I've lost count. So many opportunities through Grubby, doing amazing things in the community. You have an opportunity through AOY in the new series in Northern Indiana, IKT, Indiana Kayak Trail, brought to you by Todd Anderson and the Michigan Kayak Trail Series. You have an opportunity to win it through the Challenge Series for KBF as AOY. And then, of course, somebody's going to get an automatic entry into next season by winning this event this weekend. But, yeah, guys, get out there, sign up for these events, fish hard, and you have an opportunity to fish next year. This is a no entry fee event, guys, and that's never going to change. There is no entry fee for this. These guys are walking in, and they are going to have an opportunity to win, $500 from KBF, plus a ton of sponsor prizes and packages, and we're really excited about that. So tomorrow night, again, no entry fee, walk in, dinner served, and a ton of sponsor prizes. And then we're going to have a first place prize package with a $500 payout from KBF, a second place prize package, and a third place prize package. Real quick shout out to all of our sponsors. TRC Covers, you see them on the hat right there. Huge supporter of what we're doing here at Hoosier Kayak Bassin and this event. All of our anglers are going to go away with some TRC covers. Excited about that. King Angler Rods, another great sponsor here. Donating, the winning angler of this event is going to get a custom-built, high-end, custom-built, one-of-a-kind, HKB-themed championship rod. Really, really excited about that. He'll be presenting that himself on Sunday. Can't wait to show you guys that rod. BizBaits jumping in, throwing in some product for our anglers. We got Yak Attack putting in some gift cards for every angler and the winner. Again, our venue and host, 1000 Degree Wood Fire Pizza in Mount Summit, Indiana. Huge shout out to them. Strunk Custom Designs, giving us some really sweet coasters. Check that out for all of our anglers. Strunk Custom Designs. Get your own. He can do whatever you want on those, plus a lot of other cool stuff. Angler Bullseyes for all of our anglers as well. Bieno Power lithium batteries, bringing some batteries into the game for us. We're excited to have them on board. Another huge supporter of the local scene in HKB. Wicked Weights donated some quality tungsten products to our anglers. Extreme Clean Power Washing. That's Thomas McNulty out of Corydon. I think it's Corydon, Indiana, Southern Indiana area there. If you guys need those sidewalks, those porches, the house cleaned off this spring, make sure to check out Extreme Clean. And then some of our biggest supporters, Catch OTWI, which is On the Water Innovations, doing a lot for this event. We got some amazing trophies and plaques. I can't wait to share with everyone. These things are awesome. Huge shout out to them. And then KBF has been phenomenal. Chad Hoover, what he's doing, you can't say this man isn't pouring back into the community, because he is. What he's doing locally with Grubby, what he's doing here with the state championship. We've got $500 check to the winner from KBF and 3 Trail Series entry fees going to first, one to second, one to third. Super pumped up about that. First place, this is what they get. Remember, no entry fee. First place. I'm not going to tell you all. I'm going to tell you most of it. They're going to get a trophy, a walking trophy. It's beautiful. They're going to get a plaque, $500 check. They're getting a 15 amp hour lithium battery from Vieno. They're getting an automatic entry into next state championship, which will be bigger and better, of course. They're getting that King Angler rod, paid entry fee to a Trail Series event for KBF, paid entry fee to a Grubby event, $125 gift card, solar bat sunglasses, and a bunch of other little cool stuff from Wicked Weights and Biz Baits and TRC Covers and all of our sponsors. So we're really pumped up about that. Second and third place taking home some cool stuff as well. And then, like I said, everyone gets something just for walking in the door tomorrow night at the Night of Champions. So we're super pumped up. And that's just to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what's at stake. And like I said, I'm going to go right to work for next year. As soon as this event is over, we're going right to work for next year. That's going to be exciting. So you definitely want to get involved in these events and get signed up and shoot for those AOY and championships. It gives you a little something extra. But most importantly, who doesn't want the title of state champion, like champion of champions? That's going to be so cool. I'm pumped up for these guys. And hopefully you guys are pumped up to fish these events this year and potentially qualify for the 2022 state championship. Next week, we're going to come live again. We are going to have a little episode about spring tactics, spring fishing tactics. And we're also going to probably have 1 or 2 quick guests to talk about, tournament performances, maybe some winners or some top finishers in some local tournaments coming on quickly. Talk about that. But next week's episode will be all about spring tactics. That's next Thursday at 8:30. Of course, if you can't catch the live, it's always going to be available for you on the Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Duke saying good luck this weekend. Stay safe, have fun. Duke, obviously catch outdoors, catch products. Big supporter and sponsor. Also a big supporter and sponsor in the past of the Turkey Bowl. I'm excited to announce the Turkey Bowl will be coming back. I'm going to keep telling this because this has been a very popular event in the past, and it gets a ton of buzz, and I get a ton of questions about it. The Turkey Bowl will be back. The tentative date right now is November 6th. I will firm that up very shortly. Once I firm up the location, I will tell you tonight for tuning in what is on the table for possible locations for the event on November 6th. Here is what I'm considering. I may put out a poll or a vote, but it is going to be based off of some various things. So lakes that are in consideration, we're going to move it. Not going to be on Geist. We're going to go a little bit further south. So potential: Monroe Lake, Patoka Lake, West Boggs, and Bluegrass Fish and Wildlife. Possibly open that up to the entire Warwick County area. Those are the 4 potential locations for the upcoming Turkey Bowl. If you're not familiar with the Turkey Bowl, that is our charity event that we run in November. And it's all about having fun, kind of in and off the season here locally, and collecting a ton of food to help out families in need during the holiday season. So if you can, get involved in that event. It'll be fun. It's 3-man teams, and it's all for a good cause, and it's fun. So November 6th, tentative date. We'll have information posted about that shortly. and finalizing some of the details on that. So stay tuned. That is coming back this year. I'm excited for that. With that being said, I think that is it for tonight, guys. Make sure to tune in over the next 3 days to this event and see what we got going on. We'll try and bring on some of the anglers, some of our sponsors, and we'll have just some really great conversations and some live action, hopefully, for you guys on the water. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things. We appreciate it. Help us get the word out about this awesome kayak fishing community here in the state of Indiana. Make sure to check out the newly launched or relaunched, if you will, HKB website, which is HoosierKayakBassin.com. We appreciate you all so much, and we'll see you next week for the podcast, and hopefully you'll be watching live all weekend long from the HKB State Championship. You all have a good night, and I'm going to leave you with a little graphic that shows all of our amazing sponsors here at the state championship for these guys. All right, everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Maybe. Hold on. I'm trying. We'll see here. Maybe. Is it going to work?